All right. Hey guys, this is Justin Barlow from TheTie with a special Q&A. With me is Sanket Shah, Head of Strategy at Polygon, who will be answering some questions about Polygon's Layer 2 scaling solutions and the future of the Polygon Network. Welcome, Sanket. Few quick questions for you today. The first is a little bit of a quick one. Why the name change from MATIC? And are there any plans to change the ticker in the future to be Polygon?
So when we started with MATIC Network, right, it was primarily based as an Ethereum scaling platform, and we focused on technology called as plasma technology. We worked on it for 2.5 years, and then kind of delivered it around 2019-20, and that's what kind of which is live right now, which is seeing so much adoption. But over that whole thing, we realized that the Ethereum scaling platform or Ethereum scaling solutions as a solution, there is not one solution that can cater to all the needs. Like you have so many of them: optimistic rollups, CK rollups, side chains, state channels, and many other things. So at that time, we realized that it's not a good strategy to just focus on one. Why not just become kind of an aggregator? Because eventually, this all scaling solutions are being used by the developers themselves, and each and everyone has their own trade-off. So that's when we realized that something had to be changed, and that's when we kind of changed from MATIC to Polygon, where rather than just becoming an Ethereum scaling solution, we are trying to become an aggregator of all the Ethereum scaling solutions. And the reason why it was named Polygon, it was, if you know, like Polygon is what is in kind of an n-sided shape, right? It can take any kind of form, like with 4 sides, 5 sides. So that's what we also think, like with this Ethereum scaling solution, we want to basically cater to whatever the developers require, and that's the reason to change it from MATIC to Polygon. Regarding the ticker, I think I don't have a confirmed timeline, but definitely it would change sometime in the future.
Okay, very cool. What do you actually see talking about that as some of the most interesting projects that are currently being built on Polygon?
So I think, so let me just start from where kind of which I feel has one of the best examples of, let's say, how exactly any scaling solution should be used, which is example of Poly market. Like during the US election, I think they kind of were at the top. Like at that point in time, they were doing more volume than and other kind of DEX aggregators. It was that popular. And the reason why I mentioned that is they had the seamless fiat integration, where I think practically if you use, you don't even realize that at the back end it's some Ethereum scaling solution that's being used. So I would say definitely, because that's the end goal. Like we want the scaling solutions to basically abstract away all the complexity, and for the user is just a simple flow, as good as just adding like any kind of Web2 experience. I would say that definitely is one thing. The other interesting thing there are so many things happening on the metaverse side. Like I think it's kind of booming up a lot, especially like Decentraland or something that's built on top of that called Decentral Game, or for that matter, all the sports collectibles that are coming up. So recently, we kind of announced that some Rario, which is basically trying to do something for the cricket NFTs, something what kind of NBA talked for basketball. So I think that's something very interesting, because so coming from India, I think cricket is one of the biggest sport, and I think given our population, it's such a huge thing that could work, and I think it kind of enables a lot of new use cases in general on the fan engagement and the experience that any fans can have for a sports. So yeah, and I think the DeFi side, I think pretty interesting things are happening on, let's say, the synthetic side of things. Like I am seeing a lot of synthetic products that are being built on top of it, and people are trying to kind of cater to that. And also, yeah, I think one interesting thing. It's not a project, but something like a Polygon index token, where I think what we are seeing, like Index Group, which is one of who kind of creates all of these indexes, right? They are coming up with an index token which kind of represents the Polygon ecosystem. So I think that's something kind of very interesting recently.
So going off that, if you could give us any sort of details, I guess, what are some of the things that are on your roadmap as we head into like the fourth quarter and the start of 2022?
So okay, I think so. Till now, I think as I mentioned earlier, we have this plasma POS chain, which is kind of live. So in probably in the coming quarter, you will see some of the layer two solutions as in terms of like purity as well as in terms of security, definitely coming up. Mainly on the ZK rollup side of things. That is there. Also, other than that, I think we are also trying to implement certain current POS implementations. There are a few things. Uh, I would kind of I will not discuss it, but yeah, just to give an example, it's more on the like there are some things which we see that can be changed, like something like instant finality is something that we are looking for right now because there are a lot of reorgs and other things kind of happening. So those are something that are on top of the mind, but I think the timeline would be a little more than like just 1 quarter. But but yeah, I think these are the tech side. And I think on the business side or in the sense like ecosystem, I think we want to do something more on the Ethereum scaling solutions, like because I think a lot of things are kind of going mainstream, like NFTs. We are also seeing a lot of Web two kind of companies kind of coming up and trying to do something on the Web3 space, especially with what kind of X Infinity is trying to like was able to do. So I think we'll see a lot of that. We'll see a lot of that also in our quarter. And here I think Polygon Studios, which is kind of something that we newly launched, which only focuses on the NFT and the gaming part of things, will play a big role, and we'll see a lot of major updates. In fact, the earlier project which I mentioned, Rayo, was one of the first major projects as part of the Polygon Studios.
Obviously, this is a big week in crypto with the Poly Network hack. I mean, since the funds seems like they've been returned, I saw you guys actually have a program with HackerOne that serves as a bounty program for bugs. I was just wondering if this recent hack has made you think any differently about, I guess, how you guys allocate funds for potential rewards for solving flaws, because it seems like obviously there is a lot to lose on that side.
Yeah, no, I think definitely. I think there are 2-3 things here which before kind of trying to jump directly to answer it. One is the fact. So there are 2 things. Okay, the Poly Network was an application built on top of Polygon, Binance Smart Chain, and Ethereum, and I think Ecosystem as well. So there is the depth side of security, and the other part is the network side of security, which is where probably which is more concerns to us as an infrastructure platform. So that HackerOne program is mainly basically for all of those things because right now, and I think given that a lot of these blockchain networks, all these Ethereum scaling solutions that are kind of launching recently, right? People will realize it's kind of tough to build those things, and I think there is no how do you say, it's not like how typically a product kind of launches. Like with blockchain, the way it works is it's not an iterative process. It's just a one-off thing. Like once you launch it, that's it. Like you can't do much.
It's out there.
So I think that we take utmost care. The only thing we try to do is on the network side, constantly engage with auditors. We have few of them on retainer who can help us. There are the community participants. I think Poly Network, although it's unfortunate what happened to them, but I think they have been one of the like that their team was quite helpful in terms of helping us review some of the code because what they were trying to do was something unique in terms of blockchain transfers. Uh, so I think those kind of ecosystem partners definitely help us review things on the network side. And one thing on the depth security side, per se, Polygon as a project does not have much like I don't know what else like what can you do as we like don't do much on the application side of things. But yeah, I think there is a new recent thing which kind of called as DeFi safety, which I think Andre from Yearn is kind of also backing. I think those sort of community efforts where there are these standard crypto practices that are set up, where at least some of the basic things are not overlooked upon. So yeah, I think that's how I think I would put it. And security is definitely something. It should not be an afterthought, be it a DApp application, be it a network, or be it anything else. So I think we kind of learn. Definitely, it reinforces the learning from what happened recently.
All right, yeah. The last question I really had for you was, who would you guys like to collaborate with that you haven't had the chance to yet? If you guys had, a pick of any interesting, I guess, company or celebrity or someone that you guys are really looking to target, who would that be?
So very frankly, I think it, it, mm, let me put it this way. Okay, we as Polygon eventually want it to be a decentralized network, something like how Ethereum. Like you could ask someone, it's like a community, right? No one kind of decides who to partner with stuff. It's just that initially, since we are kind of the core contributors to the project, we kind of try to do and kind of get some of the partners or let's say some of the projects to build on top of it to reach that critical mass. If you ask me in that sense, I think our ultimate goal is maybe in the next few years, this is what we want to do. We want to be able to, let's say, just become contributors rather than like whatever association we have right now. And the whole kind of community takes it together where essentially all the Ethereum scaling solutions that help Ethereum scale are available on the platform, and any project or any partner, be it like Web3, be it any Web2, just comes and kind of launches and uses Polygon. That's the ultimate aim. But I think in the near future, I think as I mentioned regarding that NFT and gaming, right, that is something we would want to do because we are being seeing a lot of this uh, interest from a lot of this Web2 kind of companies, right? Think of all big gaming studios or this NFT or the creator economy kind of thing that are coming up. So maybe just help them navigate this space, and that's where I think as I initially mentioned about Polygon will play a big role because we want them to help them navigate this whole space so they understand the importance of decentralizing or having an open ecosystem because they are not used to that. They are used to more of closed walled garden and proprietary stuff. So I think those are that is what that is how I think we would want to.
All right, well, I really appreciate it, Sanket. I'm going to stay on with you for a second after, but for everyone watching at home, thank you for your time. This has been Justin Barlow from TheTie with Sanket Shah from Polygon.